Are you tired of wasting money like everyone else on Minecraft's biggest SMP? Today, I will be building 3 of the largest and most profitable farms and judging them by 3 criteria. See how much money they make per hour, how easy they are to build, and the cost of upkeep. Alright, with that, let's get into the video. Alright, here we are in Donut SMP, and I'm just going to RTP and see where I land. Alright, I found a spot with really good cords. Looks like there's a battle here though, so I'm going to walk a little bit and dig down. Okay, here's the place. I just found a random spot and dug down. Yeah, so now I'm gonna look at drill prices. Ooh, these are all good, really bad. Yeah, oh, 5 hours. That's really good. Wait, 5 hours is really good. Okay, so I just finished. It took like 5 minutes, but I just realized I'm going to need a drill with a lot more time on it than 5 hours, probably closer to a day or 2. So I'm going to sell this one for a profit and get to mining. Yeah, it's going to be a huge area. Alright, here's a short time lapse of me mining it out, but for real, it took like 6 hours. So I would appreciate if you subscribed. So that took way longer than I was expecting, but it's finally done, and I'm gonna get to building now. Alright, I am finally done. That took years. It was so long. Sorry I couldn't get any more footage of the farm. Each clip that you saw was about 40 gigabytes by itself, and there were 3 of them, so that's 120 gigabytes. But anyway, here's the farm. It is massive and also so expensive. You can see my bow right now is 600k, and when I started this challenge, it was 65 mil. But that really doesn't matter anymore. What really matters is the rates of the farm. Alright, so I FK'd it for about 1 hour and got slightly over 1 shulker box of bone blocks. And at the time of recording this, 1 bone block goes for $421. Using that math, we can multiply 421 times 1800, which is how many blocks we got, and see our answer is $757,800 per hour, which sounds like a lot until you realize how long I spent building that farm. That's not even the worst part of the farm. There is something much, much worse. Alright, so if you don't already know, the way this farm works is by converting stone to moss, and then breaking that moss using pistons. Then, the pistons shuttle the moss into hoppers, then composters. The composters convert the moss to bone meal, but there's a key. There's excess moss turning into bone meal. Where does that go? It is shuttled into crafters and then into chests. That's how the farm is supposed to work. But there's a problem. Whenever the stone's supposed to be made, the farm is making cobblestone instead. And the thing about cobblestone is it cannot be replaced by moss. And eventually there's a large buildup of cobblestone, and so no moss can be generated in the modules. And if no moss is being generated, then there's no bone meal. But that's not the only problem. As you can see here, the farm just completely broke. Down here too. Like, what's the point of a farm when you have to fix it every time you use it, and then 45 minutes later, it broke again? Like, what? Alright, here's my final rating. If you're the type of person who loves building giant farms and doesn't mind fixing them, this is the farm for you. It does generate a little bit of bone meal, and if you AFK it for a while, you might get a few $1,000,000, but otherwise, this is a headache of a farm. If you want lots of bone meal to put in your other farms and sell on orders, what I would suggest doing is going on the Donut SMP marketplace on Discord and buying spawners from other people there. Just make sure they have a lot of vouchers so you can trust them. Oh, and one last thing, I'll be picking someone random from the comments, and this can be your new base. Just like the video and comment farm26. Alright, on to the next farm. Here we are. I just RTP'd and to a random area, and yeah, I guess y'all know the anvil. I guess y'all know the drill. I'm just gonna dig down and find a pretty decent spot. Alright, here's a tiny percentage of the area I'll be digging out. It's not going to be anywhere near the size of that bone meal farm that I just did, but it's going to be pretty sizable. Put your guesses in the comments as to what farm I'll be building, and enjoy the montage. Okay, y'all, I just finished digging out the second area, and that did not take nearly as long as the first one. But if you didn't already assume, we're building a bamboo farm in this area. I'm using the design from the Villager King video, and in his series, he was able to get 6 million a night from about 240 modules. So, without further ado, cue the montage. This farm's terrible. I'm not even going to try to sugarcoat it. This farm is horrible, y'all. I thought the bone meal farm was bad. This bamboo farm was terrible. I knew when taking on this bamboo farm that it was going to need a lot of modules to be efficient, but I did not realize just how many it needed. I was getting less than probably like 20k per hour, and that was with 50 modules. Alright, I'm going to show you the main problem I was having with this bamboo farm in a creative world. Here we are in a creative world. I just pasted this schematic so I can show you the problem I've been having. It's a little difficult to explain, but I'll show you the best way I can. Sometimes the water flow doesn't completely push down the bamboo into the other water stream, so it gets stuck on the sides. The pistons aren't completely pushing the bamboo into the water stream, and even if they do, the water stream might be slightly off track, so it pushes it into the moss, not the water. And over a long period of time, that collection is not going into my collection system and destroying the rates of the farm. Alright, here's the best example I could come up with, but you can see here that I put some bamboo on the side like it didn't completely get pushed into the water stream. And as I throw bamboo down like the farm would make, it's collecting on the sides. There, you see it? It's collecting on the sides. It doesn't actually ruin the farm, but it probably quarters what the rates we could be getting. So I did not work on that farm anymore. I actually ripped it down and just used the same area to build the third farm of the video, which in fact is a pumpkin farm. Y'all are probably thinking, pumpkin farm? Those are like trash, right? But I thought that too until I saw the rates of this farm. This is the farm I'll be using. It's going to be way bigger though, but it's designed by Il Mango, where it uses observers that see the pumpkins grow, and then the pumpkins get smushed by pistons and put into hoppers. So I'm going to do 10 or maybe 20 of those, and see how many pumpkins I can get per hour. Alright, so I just finished the second layer of the farm, and I'm going to AFK this for a while. But something bad did happen. I was AFKing for probably close to 5 hours. I came back, and I might have misplaced my skeleton spawners, or someone found the base and took my skeleton spawners. I had about 15 of them down, and they're all gone. So I don't know if someone took them or if I'm just stupid and misplaced them. So I'm going to keep an eye out, and hopefully the base hasn't been found yet, because that would really suck. But yeah.
The next day.
Y'all, my base has totally been found. I logged on this morning after 13 hours of AFKing, and there were no pumpkins in the shulkers. And there were tons of shulker boxes gone from the shulker loader, so I know it worked. But someone took them and sold them. Alright, I'm Invis, and I'm gonna try to investigate. Alright, y'all, try to bear with me, but as a Minecraft player, I don't only play the Donut SMP. I like other things as well. But I've been playing a lot of Crystal PvP lately, and in Crystal PvP, there's a lot of things that going on, and there's more clarity when you turn off particles. So for these clips, I have particles off in the game, but in the recording, the particles are on. So you can obviously see the invis guys, and I can see them now editing the video, but I could not see them while I was in game. So they're obviously walking all around me, walking past me, and I look like I'm just blind, but trust me, y'all, I'm not. Alright, I'm gonna put all my stuff in the chest. Oh my word, I can't believe it got found before I did my first sell. That is so annoying. Alright, so I'm just gonna walk. I haven't seen them yet. I think they might all be invis. Yeah, this is bad, yo. This is really bad. No way, his invis wore off. Oh my goodness. Wait, is it just one guy? I don't think he sees me. Oh yeah. Oh, he definitely sees me. Alright. So it turns out there were 3 of them at my base, and they had sold the pumpkins in a large chest for about 12 million, which is really good for only 10 hours of AFKing. They said they didn't find any skelly spawners though. They could be lying, but I don't think so. That probably means the base was already found and someone else found them. So they want the base. Said since they found it, they get it. I'm definitely not gonna give them this free base, especially since they got so much money for all the pumpkins. So I'm gonna ask if they pay me the pumpkins, I'll leave. If not, I might have to go to Drastic Measures. Sorry about that, but yeah, I blew up that base ASAP, and no one will be using that farm after that. Anyway, so I'm going to get into the logistics and show you guys how much each farm got and the profit margins of each and whether you should build them or not. Alright, I'm judging the first farm of the video right now. It's the Bonemeal farm by Ravix. This farm was pretty impractical. It made a good bit of money when it worked. It was about 750k an hour, which is not the worst hourly rate I've ever seen. It was very difficult to build though. It took about 30 hours overall and was not practical for most players. And you didn't have to put any money in it, so the cost of upkeep was 0, which was really good actually. And this farm is decent if you like building huge farms and are into redstone and all that and don't mind fixing your farms. But overall, this is not practical for most players. The second farm in the video is the bamboo farm. You guys did not see much of this one because the rates were terrible and it took up so much space and time. The hourly rate was 20k, which is really bad. It was not that hard to build though. It was just very repetitive and kind of boring. And this is another one that kind of prints you money and you don't really have to put any money in it, which is really good. But for only 20k an hour overnight, you're only getting about 200k. So that's pretty pathetic hourly rate. Lastly, we'll be judging the total cost of how much it took to keep it running. This is a 0, which was pretty amazing, but considering it only made 20k an hour, you'd be better off doing a load of other things than sitting there for an entire hour just to get that little amount of money. And the last farm in the video was the pumpkin farm. This farm was kind of the wild card. It made a whopping 1.2 million an hour, which was insane. It was not the worst farm I'd ever built. It was kind of difficult because the Donut SMP kept lagging out the observers whenever I placed them, which was kind of weird. But the last one is the cost, and the cost of this farm is also a 0, and which is really amazing. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is the end of the video. I really appreciate it. If you don't mind liking and subscribing and commenting what you thought of the video, and if you guys want me to do live streams, shorts, whatever. Alright, thank you guys. Please drop the sub, and peace.